So welcome to our lunchtime flow. And if you can, come to start on your belly. If that's not comfortable for you, as always, you can find your own way. But if you come down onto your tummy, maybe take your elbows out to the side and just rest your head on the ground. Relax for a moment. It's actually often a little bit easier to breathe on the belly because the biggest expanse of the lungs is on the back of the body. So as you rest down and let the front of the body sink into the ground, you start to slowly deepen and lengthen your breath. And then our first little bit of movement today, we're going to come up towards Sphinx pose. So I'm just aware that I know lots of you would have been sat at a computer this morning working from home. So just be really mindful of that lower back area if it feels tight. Take your elbows a little bit further forward of your shoulders and then lift your feet off the ground. Maybe take your hands together, rest your head back down. We're just going to roll the feet from side to side. So if you let your neck and shoulders relax here, you've still got a little bit of a back bend. You might keep your focus on your breath. But maybe as you inhale, bring the feet to the center, and as you exhale, let the feet go to the side. And there might not be much movement. Breathe into the center and exhale, go to the other side. So slowly come back to the center, lower the feet to the ground, and then start to slide your hands back. So have your hands either side of your rib cage, rest your forehead on the ground, and just start to energize through the feet and through the legs. So the tops of your feet press down, your forehead stays resting, and then just roll one shoulder and then the other. So, and then roll gently back down. So coming up slowly, back down gently, maybe into some little kind of side to side movements with your head and your neck, unwinding any tension around the jaw. And then slowly coming back down. So we're going to come up and back onto the hands and knees. And you can rest back into child's pose here if you like, resting the head down. Turn that down a tiny bit or it's going to be really loud. And this practice today, so either resting in child's pose or on your hands and knees, having a little wiggle around, we are going to do a fair bit on the knees. So I know for some of you that doesn't work and you'll be making your own kind of creative adjustments, which is fine. There's a lot that you can do on the tummy instead of on the knees. But if you do have a bit of tenderness around the knees, you can grab a blanket just to cushion the knees. That might be quite helpful. So from child's pose, come forward onto the hands and knees. Have your hands a little bit wider than your shoulders. Again, maybe just bend one elbow and then the other. Relax the back of your neck so you look down at your feet and your legs. And then just start to lift the tailbone, lift the chest. And then exhale, round the spine. We'll do that a couple more times. Soften the elbows. Lift your tail up, maybe lift your eyes. And then exhale gently round. We might do this movement every day, but can we really stay tuned in to how it feels? Maybe we slow it down. Maybe with your eyes closed, you start to notice that there is a part of your body today that feels strong, or maybe feels a little tender. So as always, these online practices are similar to a self-practice at home, in that it's really up to you to use as much strength and discipline as you feel you need to today. And if that means adapting or leaving some of my instructions and doing something else, always absolutely welcome to do that. So start to stretch your left leg back. Maybe come onto your fingertips for a moment. And when we're on the fingertips, it just encourages us to bring the weight back into the legs and the body. So you press back through that heel. Think about that straight line from your heel up to the crown of your head. And as you tense up your thigh muscles, maybe squeeze the glutes slightly, you feel that power that you've got in your legs. And then bring your palms down gently and bend your knee and lift your foot up. Lift the head, lift the heart. Slowly exhale and round the spine, bring the knee towards the nose. Inhale, lift the foot, lift the head, lift the tail. Exhale, gently round knee to nose. Inhale, lift the foot, lift the heart. Exhale, knee to nose. Now lift the leg up again. Take your right hand a little bit further forward. Bring the left foot to the ground. Turn onto the inside edge. And again, you might come back onto the fingertips of that right hand if you want to, and lift your left arm up. And then either staying here, again pressing to that left heel, or maybe lifting your left leg into the air. So again, when we're on the fingertips, we're encouraging the rest of the body to take the weight, not collapsing into that wrist. And then slowly come back down. Bring the left hand down. Take your right leg off the ground and up into three-legged dog. Turn the ankle, stretch it out, and then we'll come through our flow. So breathe in, come forward, shoulders over the hands. And then as you breathe out, slowly lower. So knees, belly, heart to the ground. You can give yourself a rest here if you like. We'll come into three little cobras. So press the feet down, engage the tummy, roll your chest up and forward. And then slowly come down. So again, we do this posture every practice. How does it feel today? Where is the effort? Where is the energy? And maybe the third or the fourth time that you come up, you can do that little push up with the hands. And you can tuck your toes and draw back. You can come up into downward facing dog or just rest in child's pose, hands and knees. You do that same little sequence on the other side. So again, if you're already feeling some tenderness around your wrists, around your knees, you can just come out before it feels tender. Yeah, so if that means that you're kind of just doing a little adaptation, that's fine. So right leg presses back. I'm on the fingertips again, just to kind of energize through that right thigh. And then slowly starting to lift that right leg up. Now I'm bringing my hands down flat, but staying kind of lifted in the lower belly so I'm not dumping into the wrist. As you breathe out, round the spine, bring the knee in towards the nose. And then as you inhale, lift the foot and lift the head and heart. Exhale, round knee to nose. Inhale, lift the head, lift the tail. Exhale, round. So breathe in again, lift the head, lift the tail. Breathe out, round the spine. And then take that leg back, turn onto the inside edge, kick the left foot out a little bit, left hand forward, right arm lifts into the air. So again, you might stay here or you might lift this right leg. And you might circle the right ankle and wrist. And then slowly come down. So come down again, bring the right foot down. Your choice, you can rest back here or you can lift this left leg up to three-legged dog. And then come forward through your flow. So inhale, slide forward, make the most of the breath. And then exhale, keep the legs strong as you hover towards the ground. As you breathe in, roll your shoulders back, lift the heart. As you breathe out, roll back, child's pose or downward facing dog. So you choose where you're at today. We're going to speed it up a little bit. So from downward facing dog, start to lift one leg into the air, maybe circle the ankle and lower it back down again. Lift the other leg, maybe circle the ankle, wiggle the toes. Slowly lower back down and then take a walk, step or a hop towards the top of the mat. As you breathe in, lift halfway. As you breathe out, release down, soften the knees, roll up slowly, take your arms all the way up. And then exhale, bring your hands to the heart. Give yourself a moment to breathe. So we'll come through the flow. As you're ready, soften down through the knees, let your arms swing, so coming into Utkatasana. Lift the toes, spread them out, bring them down, and then just let your arms swing so the legs are strong. You can sit a little bit lower if you like. Keep your hips back, so you have to use the glutes and the thighs to support you. And then lift all the way up, straighten the legs. And then exhale, take the hands down through the middle. Your forward bend, release for a moment, let the tummy rest on the thighs, and then inhale to a gentle half lift. And then as you exhale, bring the hands down. So the left foot comes back. If you're feeling tired today, bring the knee down. Otherwise, stay in a high lunge. We're going to inhale, take the arms out to the side. And then as we exhale, the hands come down to the heart, bending that back knee if the legs lifted. Inhale, the arms lift back up. Exhale, bend the knee and sink down. Breathe in again, lift up. And then breathe out, come down. Once more, inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Take the hands to the ground. I'm going to slowly take the right leg back and then see if you can roll onto the outside edge of your feet. So roll to the left and take your right arm up and over your head. If it's too strong, bring one knee down. Roll to the right, take the left arm up and over your head. And then come back to center. Take a big breath in. And then as you exhale, lift the thighs and lower the chest down. As you breathe in, roll into cobra or your own gentle back bend. And then exhale back, rest down, child's pose or downward dog. Take a slow, deep breath. Sometimes this part of class is like the moving through treacle if you haven't been feeling 100%, or you might be kind of starting to liven up and throwing in your extra chaturangas. Feel free. So from downward dog, let the left leg lift into the air as you breathe in. Slowly lower it down as you breathe out. Lift the right leg up as you inhale, lift the back heel, and then bring that foot forward towards your hands. Take the back foot to meet the front, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. As you inhale, slowly take your arms out and up. As you exhale, take the hands down. Let's do the other side. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bow down. Bend your knees so the body softens to the earth. And then breathe in halfway. This time the right foot steps back. So again, you might be bringing the knee down. You might be finding a strong lunge position. Inhale, take the arms out to the side. And then exhale again down through that center line. So bend the back knee if it's lifted. Inhale, lift. Exhale, center. Breathe in, out. Breathe out to the center line. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, up. Exhale, hands down. So if you've got the knee down, that's fine. Or you take that left foot back, roll to the right, take the left arm up and over your head. You can be on both legs or with the knee down. Let's do the other side. Knee comes down, right leg extends, right arm up and over your head. And then coming back to the center, coming through your flow. So breathe deeply and lower with control. When you get there, take a deep breath in, lift the heart, and then breathe out, roll back. So rest in child's pose or from downward dog, lift your right leg into the air and slowly lower it down. Lift the left leg into the air, take it forward towards your hands. Back foot meets the front, we inhale, halfway lift. We exhale to fold. Bend the knees, take the arms out wide. Exhale, hands down through the center. Take a deep breath in and a slow breath out. We're going to do that again, a little bit faster now, yeah? So this is one of our faster bits which you can choose to slow down if you want to. Just soften through the knees, sit into Utkatasana, and then inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, fold forwards, hands to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Choose to step back or meet in downward dog, or you can come all the way to plank and then lower for your flow. Breathe in to lift the chest, and then breathe out to lift the hips. So let the right leg lift up, direct path now, and step it through as we exhale. Inhale, take the arms out to the side. Exhale, bend the back knee, hands to the middle. We'll do that twice more. Inhale, lift. Exhale the center line, Shashunranadi. Inhale, lift. Exhale, center. This time we bring the hands to the ground as we breathe out. And then we step that right foot back. So roll to the left side, right arm comes up and over your head. Roll to the right side, left arm comes up and over your head. Come back to the center, take a big breath in, and then slowly lower as you exhale. Take it easy, let your body have the back bend that feels good as you breathe in. And then roll back as you breathe out. Slow, deep breath. Exhale, let something go. Left leg rises, inhale. Slowly step it through. Inhale, arms come out and up. Exhale, hands down twice more. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Once more, inhale, lift. Exhale down. This time we inhale up. We exhale to take the hands to the floor. Right foot steps back, roll onto the sides of the feet. Inhale, take the arm up and over your head. Exhale, change sides. Inhale, arm up and over your head. Come back to the center, take a big breath in, and then offer your strength down. As you inhale, roll the heart. Gentle cobra is fine. Exhale back, downward dog or child's pose. Slow the breath right down. Good. So last little bit in the flow and then we'll mix it up a bit. So bending the knees, stepping, walking or jumping to the top of the mat. Come to a halfway lift when you get there. And then exhale and fold. Breathe in, take the arms out, rise and lift. Breathe out, take the hands down to the center. Slow the breath down. Inhale. And exhale. So we're going to come into last little bit of flow. And again, it's just a kind of quick vinyasa to kind of complete the cycle of flow. So we do 3. And if you just want to kind of have a break or do it your own version really slowly, that's fine. So soften through the knees. Inhale, lift the arms, Utkatasana. And this time as you exhale, maybe take the hands back behind you as you fold. Release the hands, inhale, halfway lift. Plant the hands and then choose, step back, come through a flow, or come down to rest on your belly. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to roll back. And come all the way forward. Come to lie down on the belly. We'll have a little moment here to rest, relax everything. And then coming into Sphinx pose. So noticing how it feels now we've done a little warm up. Take the feet back so your tummy's stretched on the ground. And again, for some of us, this is a bit pinchy in the back. So you're going to take your elbows much further forward so that it feels like a bit of a release for your lower back. If your back feels okay, have your elbows in and then bend your knees again. So press the forearms down, press the thighs down and take the chest forward. It's quite a deep back bend. Have your palms on the ground, lift the heart. Make it as active as you want. And then release. We're going to come into half bow pose. So the right arm reaches forward, left knee bends. See if you can catch your foot. I think for most of you this is fine. If it doesn't work today, just have your hand on the back. That's absolutely fine. And we're going to see if we can completely relax your head and everything just for a breath. And then maybe energize your arms and legs. Reach right arm forward, left arm back, and start to kick back with your left leg. And then just check back in with your breath. So when we do the variation of this on the hands and the knees, if you're not weight bearing on the knees, you can come back to this version. And you can make it as strong or as gentle as you like. Come down slowly, let something go. And then come back to the center. Stay with breath and notice how your body's feeling. Come to do the other side. So the left arm extends, left leg back, make a long line there, fingers to toes. Bend the right knee, you might be able to catch the foot, you might not, it might feel different on this side. Before you do anything, just settle, relax. And then explore kicking that leg back. Maybe the left side of the body stays passive, maybe it's active. So this sequence today, kind of very much that focus on the hip and the shoulder and opening of the front of the body. Again, breath is everything. And then slowly we come down and we let go. So breathing in, breathing out. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Point the toes, energize the legs, roll the shoulders to come up. And we just did quite a deep back bend, so you might want to take your knees wide now and slowly come back to wide knee child's pose. Just feel a release across your lower back. And then we're going to come up to standing. So again, those of you who want to, you can add a little vinyasa here. If it's your lunchtime cardio exercise, feel free. And those of you who don't, just make a little slow walk, step, or hop towards the top of the mat. Take your time, breathing in, breathing out. Inhaling, exhaling. Come forward, rolling up. You might be already there. You might come for a halfway lift. And take your arms out, hands down through the center. So give yourself a moment to relax, and then we're going to do a little transition towards the back of the mat. So I'm a massive fan of walking meditation. I think it works really well for those of us with very busy minds. I find it very difficult to just sit still. And I've been doing this walking meditation backwards recently because it's kind of bringing a bit of awareness on the back of the body. It's all actually part of my working with fear at the moment and what fear does to our body. So yeah, walking slowly. You're going to keep your weight on one foot as you lift the other foot. And then just keep your eyes nice and still, somewhere in front of you. And just explore the sensation of transferring the weight from one foot to the other. Keep one foot on the ground at all times. So when you transfer the weight, make sure you fully land before you lift the other foot. And lifting up, coming back. And we have all this awareness from the body back to the brain. And a lot of it's on the front of the body, a lot of it's on the back of the body. So we just stay with any sensations. You might be already there, you might be still walking. And when you get to the back of your mat, just have a little look down at your feet, check your feet are parallel. Let your arms swing, we're going to come down onto the belly. So inhale, lift up. Exhale, bow down. Breathe in halfway. And then exhale and fold. And again, your choice. You can walk the hands forward, come to an energizing vinyasa, or you can just bring your knees down and come to lie on your belly. So whenever you get there, we're back in Sphinx. And this time we're adding a little core strengthener. So those of you who practice with me regularly, you know, I like to kind of explore a sequence for a week or so if I'm teaching 3 or 4 classes. And this one is about kind of that movement and that pattern in the body. But in order to do that safely without kind of really crunching our back, we've got to keep aware of the core strength, yeah, which is that pelvic floor lifting in and up, the glute medius muscles engaging as you exhale, and that keeps your lower back long. So the forearms are parallel, elbows under shoulders, legs stretch back, feet are apart if that feels comfortable for you. And then as you inhale, we're just going to lift the chest up, relax all around the belly and the core. As you exhale, soften between the shoulder blades, but if you can, lift the pelvic floor at the same time. Relax the belly, inhale, lift the chest. And then as you exhale, lift up through the pelvic floor, so the hips lift up. Breathe in, relax the tummy, lift the heart. And then exhale, lift. And some of you, if you've done this a few times, you might find, careful not to overuse the shoulders, you might find that as you exhale, you lift off the ground and then lower down as you inhale. Exhale, lift up. It might be really slow. You might not lift very far. Exhale, lower down. If you're feeling really strong today or you want to challenge yourself, as you exhale, lift the whole body off the ground. And then maybe hold it there for a couple of breaths. So now the awareness is on every muscle in the front of your body, which is holding you off the ground. If you're pulsing in the slowness, stay with that. If you want to make it even stronger, lift one leg off the ground. Tell yourself you can. Now, this is home practice, you're disciplined. And then lift the other leg. And then slowly lower down. If you want to lift both legs, go for it. So come down and rest. Take one knee and elbow out to the side. See if you can relax everything. Coming slowly back to the center. So roll up gently. You can take the knees wide, you can come back through child's pose, or you can come through again an energizing vinyasa to keep the flow moving. You choose. And then as you're ready, slowly step, walk, or jump your feet to the top of your mat. Come to a halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Soften the knees, take the arms out wide. And then breathe out, take the hands down to the center. So we've had that awareness of center line in our practice so far. And that's really helpful. So I'm just gonna change this slightly. That's really helpful for balance, that awareness of your kind of center line of energy and how wobbly we are on the left and the right. So we're going to come into a balance with the right foot in the front center of your mat. And as always with balance, we let go of expectation. We know we're going to wobble around. Tell ourselves we're really good at balancing. And then shift the weight into that right foot, lift the left leg and catch that left foot. So drop down through the left hip, feel the lower back release, and then lift your right arm up. So this is enough for us. We can stay here, breath is moving. Or you could start to kick your leg back and again reach your right arm forward. Be really mindful of your hip and your shoulder here. There's no strain, the breath is moving, breath is flowing. Not trying to get anywhere, we're just exploring. And then slowly release. Come back and keep the hands to the heart, keep the knee off the ground if you can. And then we're going to open the left leg and left arm out to the side. So here's where we'll wobble around. Have a little play with half move. And then take a big step back. So lift onto your right heel, take the right arm over your head. Just take the weight off that right hip. And then we'll exhale back into warrior two. So just exploring how your warrior feels safe. Body's probably at a diagonal once you bend that knee because your hip will come back behind you so you can explore that movement. And then take your arms up. Maybe turn your palms up, soften the shoulders and breathe here. There might still be a little pulse in your warrior. You might slightly straighten that leg as you breathe in. And then you might bend it down a little bit as you exhale. I really love pulsation in practice because if we have challenging postures, we stay still. It's like, just kind of let the body move if it wants to. We'll come back to the center. So lift the arms up, turn the toes in, take the hands down through the center. Give yourself a moment in the middle. And you're going to turn the left toes out and bring the right toes in. So breathe in, and then as you breathe out, bend the knee. So slowly the arms float up. Again, if you need to adapt the position, put your body on a diagonal or move your feet, go for it. You want it to be steady but comfortable. Arms lift, shoulders soft, breath maybe pulsing. And slowly inhale back to the center. Take the hands down through the middle. So we're going to come into a forward bend. Soften the knees, lift the chest, and maybe come into it by tilting your pelvis with your hands and keep your knees bent. So you might come down strong halfway, or you might just soften the knees, let the belly rest, let the head weigh you down, and then rest your arms. So we're going to come into a little twist here. We haven't done a huge amount of twisting in this practice. So before we do this, just bend one knee and then the other. Take it easy. Let it be fluid with your upper body. And then start to take your hands towards the center. And if your hands don't reach the ground, you can either take the feet a bit wider or you can use a block or a cushion there. And we're just going to bend the right knee as you take your right hand across to the left, and then let your left arm come out to the side. And again, what I quite like to do here is pulse, shifting the weight forward into that right hand, and then back into the left leg. So just exploring, breathe. If you get left and rights mixed up, don't worry, just find something that feels good. And exhale back. And then slowly come to the other side. So the left hand comes across. You can keep a more kind of linear twist if you know that's better for your back. Or move that left hand across, bend the left knee, and take the right arm out to the side. Just be mindful of your neck here. And then again, maybe it's a deep twist, maybe it's a little pulse. I'm much more interested in the whole body being involved here, and where your hips and shoulders kind of want to go naturally. And slowly back down. So bring the hands back to the middle, slow, deep breath. Exhale, let go. And then start to walk your hands around towards your right foot. So you're going to very gently bring that left knee down. A little bit like we did on the warm-up. Stay on the fingertips first of all and bring that right foot to the back of your mat. And then your left hand is down just in front of the shoulder. Turn onto the inside edge of that foot and lift your right arm into the air. So you might stay here. You might lift your right leg, press through the heel. And you might even circle your wrist and ankle and then catch hold of your right foot. So again, find what feels good. Breathe deeply. Explore the sensation in your shoulders and your hips. And then come out slowly. So release, arm over the head, hand comes to the ground. So you can rest now on your belly in child's pose, or you could take that left leg into the air, three-legged dog, and then come through a flow. Breathing in, breathing out. Take it easy. Strong legs, inhale, gentle back bend. Exhale, draw back. So when you're ready, I'm going to do that little balance on the left foot. So I'm going to turn to the other side of my mat so that I can stay facing you. You can do that too, or if you've got me at the front of your mat, you don't need to. So you can roll up slowly, you can come up dynamically. Find that center line awareness again. Maybe close your eyes as you take your hands down to the center. And then shifting that weight into the left foot. Lift the right foot up. So you're catching the right ankle or the foot, wherever you can reach is fine. You can also use a belt. And then just drop the right hip for a moment. And then lift your left arm up. So this is enough. This is perfect. You're breathing steady, balancing. Maybe you're kicking that leg back. And we just did this on the ground, so you might find that your body is kind of a little bit more warm. Again, we're careful not to strain and push. There's no struggle in the body. Good alignment for me is the kind of smoothness of the transition. So the body's like, oh, just go to there and that's enough. So come back out slowly, take the hands to the heart, keep the leg off the ground if you can. Doesn't matter if you wobble. And then open right side out. And come through half moon. And then bring that foot down. Well done. So come up to center. Exhale back into warrior two. So we're going to inhale to take the left arm up and over the head. Just have a breath here where the tailbone drops, fingertips lift. Exhale over. And then come down, bringing the elbow onto the thigh and reach the other arm. So you might circle this arm. You might direct the tailbone towards your right heel so your right leg is fully supporting you. You might choose to stay still with the right arm reaching across. Those of you who are very familiar with this posture, and again the legs have got you, you might move your left arm out as well. And here the left thigh is really working. Slowly up to center. Woo. Exhale, hands down. Turn the toes in. We have a moment in the middle, and we'll do the other side. Right toes turning out. Take a breath in. Exhale, sink down. Expand the arms from the heart. Be aware again of that center line as your right arm lifts. Left arm comes down, so the hips drop. Right arm reaches. You can take the arm past. Hold it here for a breath. And then slowly back to the center. So again, maybe pulse up just to give that hip a little bit of space. As you bend the right knee again, direct the tailbone to the left heel. So you're using that left leg. Elbow comes towards the thigh, left arm maybe circles. Gently turn the palm out. You might stay with the circle. Again, you might rest the elbow. You might come to make that angle. Whole left side of the body. And again, this is where our core stability holds us up. Because if you've got that band engaged, the glutes engaged, then maybe that left arm comes forward. I don't find it easy to talk while I'm doing this, by the way. Not easy. But life's not easy, so we find challenges on the yoga mat. Maybe our life's a little bit easier. Woo, lift up. Hello, thighs. So slowly turn the right toes in. Do another forward bend. This time let it be as passive as you like. Maybe interlace your hands at your back. Roll down slowly. I'm going to let your head drop, let your arms lift up and over your head. And slowly come down. And then start to walk the hands around towards your left foot. So as you're ready, you take your right knee gently to the ground. Again, remember you can do this on the tummy if you're not weight bearing on the knees. Take the left foot to the back of the mat. And on the fingertips just to get the body to take the weight, and then the right hand comes down. Turning to the side, lifting the left arm up. Maybe that left leg, maybe we circle the ankle, the wrist, and then we bend the knee to catch the foot. So we want to keep the shoulders and the hip in line. You might be quite warm now. It might feel quite good just to kick that leg back and explore. And keep breathing. And then slowly, slowly release. And again, maybe you rest now on your belly. Or maybe you take your left ball of the foot to the ground and the right leg lifts to three-legged dog. And you come through a super slow flow. Offer your strength to yourself. Breathe in. Breathe out. So either in downward dog or child's pose. We're coming into our last little standing bit. And we're going to let the left leg lead this time. So lift the left leg up and then bring it forward, but this time not quite to your hands, so a shorter stride. Bring your right heel down and then circle your arms up. Bring your hands back behind you. So I suggest about 3 feet depending on your height. I prefer to have the feet hip width apart here for this little variation. If you like to have the heels in one line, go for it. It's a little bit more tricky to balance. Take your arms to a comfortable place. So either making a little safety bar with your forearms, or some of you might be bringing your hands to prayer in the middle of your back. Only do that if it's comfortable. For me, some days that's not really there. But if you've got that and your palms are pressed gently together, it can feel comforting. Then we're going to just come through a few breaths, exploring tailbone dropping down towards the front heel, and then chest lifting up, so gentle back bend. And then as you exhale, we're going to come forward. And you might not come forward very far, that left knee might soften. And take 3 or 4 more breaths. Have that awareness of the midline. So you're moving along that plane. And slowly coming forward and down. And last time, free the hands. Take your arms down towards the ground. We're going to come into our last little balance now. Let your head drop. Watch your right foot lift behind you. Keep your left hand on the ground. I'm on my fingertips because I've got short arms. You might be with your hand down. Flex your right toes, turn it out. We're going to come to half moon. Right hand maybe slowly lifts to the hip. You may be wobbling around all over the place, which means you're doing it perfectly. If you're comfortably in half moon, maybe you're bending your knees to catch that right foot. Maybe stay with breath. Slow it down. Have a go. And then release gently. So take the foot to the ground and then just roll up slowly with a bend in the knees. Almost like the rolling up is a relaxing transition. Step your left foot back. Again, I'm changing sides so I can stay facing you. Step your left foot back. Feet are apart. Arms swim back behind you to the most comfortable position, which might be hands on hips. Again, settle the pelvis in the center. Have an awareness of that line, maybe like a laser beam. And then lift the chest, open the heart. And as you exhale, come forward, soften the knees. Inhale, lift up. Coming up and back. And then exhale, come forward. And the last couple of times, if you find a place that feels good, feels amazing, feel free to stay there. All the way down. So next time you come down, release your hands. Bend the right knee. Let your head release down so you watch your left leg float up behind you. And remember, we're just exploring. The journey is the practice. So maybe both hands stay on the ground and you turn that left foot out, and that's enough. Maybe you start to explore this left hand lifting off the ground. And maybe you lift the left arm into the air. And then maybe you bend that left knee, catch the foot, maybe you fall over. Whatever you do, breathe and smile. And then slowly come down. So bend the knee, bring the left knee behind the right knee, and then come down to sit. So we are going to come to a twist, but first of all, just take the legs out in front of you for a moment and just kind of land, relax. And we're going to come to our last kind of dynamic bow shape, and then we're going to counter pose everything. So come forward onto your tummy. And again, we've done quite a lot of this sort of Sphinx position today. So if your back's had enough, feel free to take a restorative version. You could bring a cushion, blanket under your hips, and you could choose that. Always a good idea if you feel like you've had enough of the dynamic belly stuff. Or we're going to come into bow pose, and you can do this half, one leg at a time, or you can catch both legs. Let's do it one leg at a time first. And then I've got just to explore a little balance. So kick the leg back, and then maybe see if you can roll onto your right side. Flex your right toes and just explore. So you might relax your head down. You might start to kick the leg back into your hand. So we make these shapes with the body, and with practice, body starts to get it. And then all these postures that maybe we would want to look at and think, oh, I'll never be able to do that. You can, because anything's possible. Slowly release. So maybe have a crack at that on the other side. Catching, it's a form of balance as well. It's quite tricky to stay on one side. Maybe you relax your head down and just hold your foot. Maybe you explore that hip and shoulder release. And come slowly back to the center. So coming back down and then either choosing to catch both legs, coming into our last dynamic posture, or choosing to stay in Sphinx and rest. Relax everything and then slowly kick the legs back. Maybe keep your thighs on the ground for the first couple of breaths and engage the lower belly, so like we did in the core exercise. And then slowly release. Come back down and let go. Let yourself be in the most comfortable counter pose. We've done quite a lot on the tummy today, so we're going to slowly transition onto your back. You can get there however you like. You can come through widening child's pose. Take it easy if you did a deep back bend. Stay with the echo. Bring your feet forward, coming to lie down on your back. So we're going to just kind of close our sequence with counter pose. So we did quite a lot of kind of opening that front of the body. So now we're going to explore kind of wrapping the legs in and finding, kind of counter stretch. So lift your feet into the air, have your arms out to the side. Just let your legs kind of float in the air for a few moments. And then bring your right leg in front of your left. So you want the right knee in front of the left knee. Bring your hands around the outside edge of the knees and then just let your legs relax in. So lightly hold the knees and then see if you can relax everywhere else. If you want to go a little bit more into the IT band, you can hold a little bit further down through the shins, bringing the feet out to the sides. But again, once you've got that sensation around your right buttock and hip, kind of lean into it like we do in yin. So let the belly relax, let the shoulders soften. Come out from here into a twist. So really slowly, let the left foot land, let the right leg slide over so you roll onto your left side. You can roll your right hip away, bring your right arm up past your ear, or you can open that right arm out to the side. Once you get to your twist, stay still and breathe. And roll slowly back to the center. So unravel, maybe come through a rolling bridge or just let yourself be still. To do that on the other side, so the feet can lift into the air. And the left leg crosses in front of the right. Hold the outside of the knees and then just kind of relax here. So you're stretching, you're giving the IT band a bit more space. And we're putting back from kind of opening the shoulders and the hips out the other way. Don't even have to do anything here, just hold your body and let it relax. And again, if you like that feeling like in Gomakasana, you can hold a little bit further down through the shins if you want to. Just ensure that once you find the stretch that feels most delicious, kind of savor it, stay with it, lean in. One last breath or two. Can you relax across your back? Also getting a little traction here in your wrists. And then release. Right foot to the ground. Left leg comes up so you can shuffle over onto your right hip. Rolling onto the right side again. Maybe use that left hand just to lengthen the hip away. Reach the left arm up. And then out to the side. So whatever supine twist feels most comfortable. You can straighten out your legs. You can keep your knees bent. Once you're there, just kind of soften. Release. And come slowly back to the center. So last little movements, anything you like, if you've got an inversion or just give your knees a little hug. And then come to make yourself as comfortable as you can for Shavasana. So you want to be really settled and really relaxed. Often in our home practice, it might take a few breaths to kind of actually relax. So you can make yourself comfortable with a extra blanket or maybe something over your eyes. And once you're there, let your whole body be still. And the magic of Shavasana, we have time in this stillness for your body to make sense of all the movement. So this is why in my sequences I like to add new pathways, new transitions. Because all of that information, that communication, body to brain, keeps all of those processes working. And the magic, again, of Shavasana is that the real download, if you like, of that information, the real embedding of the benefits and positive change comes when you're still. So all you have to do is relax. Your forehead relax, your jaw, the whole of the back of your body sink down. If your mind has wandered off, just very patiently bring it back to this stillness that you found. Just being aware of your whole body still. Knowing that in this stillness, this is very much part, if not the gold of the practice, this peace that you've created. So we're gonna stay relaxing if you want to. You can just reach out and switch me off. Stay sleeping. Or you can have a little stretch, wriggle the fingers and the toes. You might roll onto your side. You might come slowly up to sit. So whenever you're ready, maybe keep the eyes half closed. We're gonna close our practice just with a few moments of gratitude, hands at the center, giving thanks for making this time, having the discipline to get your mat out and tune in. We recognize that that effort, very much part of our yoga practice, often the most challenging bit. So giving thanks at the third eye, heart, at the ground. So I'm going to pop us back onto gallery view. And if you want to stay and dance with me for 5 minutes, yay! And if you're off, you're off. Just gonna